Welcome, everyone. It's the Cap Room. First week of the playoffs are in the books, and this is the first in history. We got a quad box going for the Cap Room.
Yeah,
What is up, guys? How's it going?
after game two, I felt like I owed this to Lucas, so why not let him come on?
Yeah,
It wasn't after game one. Notice that. Didn't happen after game one. He needed to
Game
get a
hot after game one.
That's
I
true.
I may have marched around my town listening to the NWO Wolfpack theme song after game one. Like if anyone saw me, they thought I was a ne'er-do-well of some kind because like I had a scowl on, I was marching, I was thrilled.
Interesting song choice, Lucas.
Right.
Interesting song choice.
Yeah, I'm a professional wrestling fan at heart. But Corey, I just wanted to say this to you first. Um, I don't know if you guys know about this, but I feel like everybody here they know a little bit about sports in general. They know the NFL, the National Football League. John Elway was a historic quarterback who never won a championship for the longest time, and then finally in his late 30s, he got it over the finish line. And the owner of the Broncos, when Pat Bowlen famously said, "I have one thing to say, and it's only four words. This one's for John. This one's for Corey." That Benedict Arnold Luca. We're together at last, brother. It's me and you versus the world. All right. And that, I'm not going to use the fraud word. He's not John Morant. He's not fraud Shea. But Luka Doncic is not making it out of Minnesota with a win. I'm stamping my flag down right here, right now on that. And you know what? I want to emphasize something. What is this that we're doing in Los Angeles where anytime Luka Doncic, one of the best ball handling guards of my lifetime, gets the ball against Rudy Gobert, these people who live the greatest lives on earth, all right, they live in the California sunshine. They live around the most attractive people with the greatest entertainment right at their fingertips. And they stand there and they stand up like they got nothing better to do. And they go, okay. And
I feel personally attacked because I was one of those people that stood up on every ISO.
I was
sure.
a part of the frenzy.
Hey, give me Allen Iverson, David Robinson isolation numbers. Why don't we? Huh? What about every time that he misses a shot? You guys just sit down. That's what happens anytime he misses one. When Anthony Edwards gets Jackson Hayes under the rim with his 2 feet planted, hands in the air, that man ends up underneath the basket. He doesn't need him 15 feet out. We're not running our whole. It's like watching the 2006 Duke offense get JJ Redick, your beloved coach, open looks. Is this just what I think you guys want more Luca Rudy ISOs and you want to win this thing, if I'm being honest with you.
I promise you,
That's
the
what I'll
Wolves
say.
need to hire you for the pep rally speech. Like
I
Like,
was
that right
furious.
there. I'm ready
I
to run through
watched
a wall.
I watched everything after the first quarter with the mute button on my television. That's how angry I was.
Yeah, I
We
felt
would go on a run and I would unmute it for a second. I would just mute it again seconds later. I was too worked up.
I feel a lot of anger coming from you. Usually
yeah,
anger indicates someone might be scared.
yeah.
No, I'm just an angry. I'm a
It's not
Timberwolves fan. I'm an angry man. Jimmy Butler made me this way.
right.
I can't. I hold a grudge, and quite frankly, Benjamin, right now, what we have is good versus evil. You know, since when did anyone like the Los Angeles Lakers? I want to make this clear. They got Luka Doncic fair and square. They bamboozled Nico Harrison. Like I'm not. There was no underhanded tactics, all that. But who on earth wants to see like the rich kid hit a home run in the major league or in high school baseball? You know what I'm saying? No. This is Minnesota's time right now. All right. This is Julius Randle's time. This is Anthony Edwards' time. This is Cringe Finch's time. And I'll tell you this too, the image I had in my mind of my guy Niles Abston last night on his feet, hooting and hollering for JJ Redick and Luka Doncic. Oh my God, it makes me sick to my stomach. Don't meet your heroes, kids. That's all I'll tell you.
So you're not a fan of the Rudy Gobert hunting season that happened last night.
It's preposterous. Like, here's the thing: if you win doing it, it's good for you. I just
Yeah.
What?
What do you mean if? They did.
Well, last night, sure. It's just again, it's like you guys. Do you know how many good turn on a corner in Los Angeles, you'll see a movie theater playing the 15 greatest movies that have ever came out, ones you've never even heard of. You guys are better than this. You don't need to be jumping up. You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of like when the Oakland A's make the playoffs for the first time in 15 years, and the fans are just like, standing ovation. They're happy to be there. You guys are better than this. This
He
isn't my
started.
Lakers
He
fan.
started a global pandemic. Fuck that nigga.
He did, but he plays for my basketball team. So you know what? Quite frankly, there's a lot of forces at play that amplified that pandemic, political, geopolitical, natural causes, things of that nature. To put it all on Rudolph's shoulders, it's terrible.
Hey Niles, how was your experience at the game? We had a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
reporter
yeah.
at the
Thank you,
game
Ben.
last night.
It was it was nothing short of incredible, man. The energy in the arena was great. Of course, it's LA, so the arena wasn't full till mid second quarter, but mid second quarter, on it was fun. I made friends on the row in front of me, the row behind me. I met some very nice people. We had a great time. We needed that wire to wire win just for the spirit. But I will say, after the game was over, when everybody started walking out, there was no dancing, there was no high fiving. Everybody
Mhm.
just kind of had a straight face and left because it was kind of like, well, we had to win that game. And so you don't win 17 championships getting hype after a game two win against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So,
Mm.
you know,
And
it
he
was
took
a
total
business.
number of championships out there.
Yeah, it was a business trip.
A much different ex in-person experience than the one on TV that
Man,
Luke got.
man.
And
Playoff
that's true.
Luka he's something else. He's something else.
He just is it just me? I just don't think other NBA players complain about referees like he does.
Oh, that's not true.
Okay. Listen, I had to reach in for that one. I mean, he is very good. Like, here's the thing.
Literally, a video went viral of Ant complaining. Yeah,
No. I mean, I was
posted
setting that one up a little
posted
bit.
by our dear friend Claire, where
Yeah,
he's yelling to the ref like, "That's a tech." When I say stuff, that's a tech, and
that
like
is
he's
funny.
trying to like, come on, you snitching on Bron? That's crazy.
He is a verbal gentleman, Anthony Edwards.
I
But
will say, for a dude
mhm.
that has to pay the amount of child support that he does, the NBA is wrong for how much they fine him. That's not right.
That's kind of yeah, no, that's almost pro child hunger in a way, if you think
That's what
about
I'm
it. It's
saying.
getting the food out of children's mouths.
Three
How much?
hundred and
Does he have
seventy
kids?
thousand dollars in fines this year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What'd you say, Ben?
Does he have kids?
Yeah. I at least two, maybe three. It's hard to keep track of which ones are literal and which ones are just sort of figurative, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Are you
I
being sarcastic, Ben?
no, I just know the abortion. Uh,
Oh yeah, no, no,
so I'm
no. On
thinking he
top of
doesn't
that, he's
have
had
kids.
three.
Yeah,
Hey,
Three
I
different
think
women.
it's three. It's three. The one he claimed and the two he don't.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he
Okay.
claimed one. Good for Anthony.
Yeah. The girl he want to be with, he claimed her, and that. But
Hmm. I mean, real quick too, before we get down the road of Anthony Edwards, fertility. I will say the other thing that made that game really tough was that Luca commercial that dropped. Like, how did Nike know to save that for game two? Like
That
that
was
new.
bad.
bad Luca. Hey, I'm sick seeing it all over my shit.
Bad Luca, bad
Yeah.
shoes.
Corey, I thought of you when I saw that commercial. I was like, he wasn't doing that shit in Dallas.
He
Yeah, he got
Hollywood now.
national Jordan campaigns
Yeah.
now.
He's
When
Hollywood.
do we get when do we get the Dallas reference in the commercial? That's the real question.
When they
Yeah,
win.
yeah. It's a full 7 minute video out. I gotta go watch it because I know it's shady. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had enough
I
of
watched
that
the whole short
anything.
film. BT Kingsley was in it. Shout out BT.
Oh, shout out BT.
I
These first two games was a little different for me because the first game I was at a family gathering, Ben, and I walked in pumping my chest for y'all. Now wrongly at that, Lucas, because Lucas had just texted me, "Hey, this for you, my nigga." I say,
mm-hmm.
"Oh, okay." I walk right in the living room now. I say, "LeBron this, LeBron that." I go take a smoke in the back, go make me a plate. Y'all niggas down 20. I'm embarrassed because it's old niggas in there shitting on me, shit, oh nigga, look at this weak ass bitch. I'm like, oh nah. It
Everybody
can't
knows.
be like
Everybody
this.
knows. Game one is LeBron's fill out game, man.
I said that in the living room. That don't fare well in a group of black people that's eating barbecue. They don't care
They
about none
don't
of
give a
that
fuck
shit.
about that.
Yeah,
That's
none of
like when
that
you do
game
a
one fill out game shit.
that's like when you do a all black show and you trying to try a joke out. Nah,
Yeah, no,
this ain't
don't
the
do
place for
that.
that, little
Don't do
nigga.
that. That's not what this for. Uh, yeah, so game two, I was very excited. You know that clip that went viral of Brian talking to Steve, like, game two, nigga, it's about who hungry is, who wanted the most. Hey, y'all came right out whooping their ass. And we had said it on this pod last week. Play Rudy off the floor. The moment y'all go small, Jackson Hayes should not be playing at all in this series. I think y'all should just start small and play it like that. And let's just go 7 guys deep with Gabe and Vandal off the bench. Like,
Yeah.
Luka's incredible. Lucas is funny because I definitely was like, damn, they are hunting Rudy a lot, aren't they? Like, it's like kind of intentional here. We trying to get the moment or something. They like, yeah, let's do it again in game two. Yeah, I don't know. I think Minnesota can still be competitive in the series for sure. They're going home.
Yeah.
I just want to see JJ's adjustments. Like we in the thing, we playing chess now. I want to see it. These teams do match up very well versus each other, but it was nice to see. You know what I mean? That off-ball Brian that we have been talking about.
Paul Brown,
He's
something
playing
else.
defense.
Dude,
So I don't know, Lucas. I'm a
Game
little
three gonna be
scared. I
tough.
just want to know where y'all gonna get these points from consistently. I know Nas and DiVincenzo gonna shoot better at home, but it's like, are you scared Rudy's gonna get played off the court? And are y'all guys confident that their role players can make enough shots? Because I mean, Ant-Man's gonna do Ant-Man double team or not.
So let me start off giving the Lakers some credit first before I talk about the Wolves. Because like LeBron James, like in that second game, it just kind of confirmed that like obviously at his age over a full season, he can't be like prime LeBron all the time. Like he's still physically capable of doing like everything he's ever done. Like he just was like, nah, like Julius Randle is not getting around me, he's not getting through me. And like, say what you want about Julius Randle, that is a big athletic
Strong as
man
fuck.
in the prime of his life. You know what I mean? Like LeBron James was as physical and like as much of a force as I've ever seen him last night. Just forget about like what he was doing offensively because obviously he has Luka Doncic to carry all that for him. But I will say this, like obviously the series can very much so go either way. I do think though that I'm happy with how close our seemingly like really bad game was. Obviously, we shot the lights out of the gym in the first game, but like we are a good shooting team. We're not, the '04 Pistons and Ben Wallace just hit two threes. You know what I mean? Like that's not a complete aberration for us.
Right.
Um, Nikhil Alexander Walker has not played great yet. I feel really scared to say this on a recording because of the fact that in the playoff preview, you guys mentioned Niles' friend who said that Luka was going to Clark County Jail. I liked what I saw when Terrence Shannon was on Luka Doncic for a few minutes.
Mm,
I like Terrence Shannon. Go, you're a little thicker than a Jaden. Go tie him back. But that is the big thing. And obviously it was shown in game one. Is Jaden McDaniels is not the Jaden McDaniels of last year. Since late January to February, he's been driving the ball a lot more. And that's really where Anthony Edwards deserves credit as a leader. Is you see it all the time. Nationally is him pumping up Jaden McDaniels. But even when we're playing, Charlotte, we in game 42 of the season, and it's just the local guys asking questions. Like he's talked all year about how Jaden off the dribble is, this dangerous guy, Jaden from the mid range. If Jaden can consistently, make something of himself, Ant hasn't had a crazy game yet. That's coming still at some point. And we have one ace up our sleeve, a little secret weapon, if you will, and that is the Kevin Garnett in Target Center appearance dash jersey retirement. Like Kevin Garnett hated Glenn Taylor. Glenn Taylor promised that man he would sell him the team, and then he said, "No, I'm selling him to these guys." And then he tried to say, "No, I'm not selling them to them either." He's a crazy man, We have Kevin Garnett in the mix again. If there's one thing that can, I almost don't want to do it game one because it's kind of like what Niles said, where it's like, you got to kind of play chess here, where like game one's a feel out game, this that. we're gonna bounce back game three. We have all that momentum. We're coming home. You get Kevin Garnett, the big ticket out there for game four. I think that's just what the doctor ordered.
The trick up y'all sleeve being an old nigga in the crowd is crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's gotta like what? What we
Please, please remember that I did once argue that Kevin Love was going to stay in Minnesota because of the Mall of America. So I do go outside the box of my logic when it comes to the Timberwolves.
If you blow
Austin
the
Austin Reeves
KG,
Austin Reeves also hasn't really had a great game yet. He was terrible in game one and he was fine last night. Just
Dude,
remember.
some of his misses when he's open from three are just ugly.
I
They,
know.
they never even look close.
I think he's a rhythm guy, and I think the time off wasn't good for him.
Yeah.
I think
Um,
he was
Dante too, I think has like a big gear to turn on. I think there's going to be a Dante game, and yeah, Nas is underrated, man. I
Dante
don't think.
was it game one?
Nah, that 1-3, that was a pretty normal three. I mean, game one was just the everyone game.
Oh,
Like, believe me, when Dante's having the Dante game, you'll know it because like a few people start shoving him because like he just, I mean, hey, he's kind of the, we'll get to that later, but
that's what he really become Dante. Okay.
but I was also gonna say, man, I don't want to talk crazy because like this is a real point here.
did
I
you
don't think,
say you don't want to talk crazy?
right.
but I'm honest. I'm a man who believes in hard truths, Ben. I'm just the first one willing to say them. But I do think Nas Reed has a little bit of that Jalen Brunson in him, where like I think he's going to stay in Minnesota. I think it could eventually happen in Minnesota, but like I think he could be an all-star, with a little more.
Boy, he gonna be a Laker next year, man. Get over it.
No, no. Every report I'm reading, Corey, says something quite to the contrary. I know you're a franchise that's used to just having players leave you for their better years, but as a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, we don't let that happen to us.
Oh, so Kevin Garnett
You
and
just
Kevin
asked
Love
for
didn't
a
go win
trade.
championships somewhere else.
Yeah,
We
I don't
traded
know. I don't
we
know.
traded Kevin
League can treat
Garnett.
like that.
We traded Kevin Garnett, who did not want to leave, and Kevin Love. I'm still not over that one, so I can't talk about that.
I'm uh I'm on you for, with the Nas Reed stuff. I think he could be a starter in the league. I've always like thought I put him in my five for sure.
That's
So
what I'm saying. I'm
I
not.
think it's
I'm not trying to
crazy.
say when I said the Jalen Brunson thing. I'm not saying Nas Reed's the future like Hall of Famer. I think if he did leave this offseason and went to a team where he had a bigger role, he could make an All-Star game or two in his career. I think he has hit over 40% from three multiple seasons. Like he's got some moves, man. He's an
No,
exciting guy
he's
to watch.
streaky too. If the first one
Mhm.
goes in, there's gonna be like three or four that go in.
He's got a quick release.
Yeah. Um, any like on-court analysis about the game, Lucas?
Sure. So to Corey's point from before, I'm not too worried about Rudy getting completely played off the floor because there were points during the first game when it wasn't like a blowout. The teams are just kind of giving up and not worrying about it, where Rudy was kind of off the floor for a while and we still played very well. He kind of got in early foul trouble, not foul trouble, but had fouls early in game one that sort of led to a more conservative approach with Rudy. But I do think like honestly, no, I still think with like not like Jaden McDaniels is sneaky long. Like I'm not that worried about a Julius Nas Jaden size versus this Lakers team. I do think the one thing that's a little tough for us is that like this is kind of going back to what I said earlier about LeBron. Like LeBron is just physical like he's kind of a really tough matchup for Julius Randle when Randle's on offense. I know Randle scored well last night, but we lost, so who really cares? I just think that LeBron is physical enough for him. Like I'd rather, and is obviously athletic enough for him. I'd rather see Julius kind of set up a little lower towards the basket because I think that when he's been using his nice touch around the rim, it's been a little better for us this series.
Yeah. Because Julius likes to bang bodies, and LeBron is just he's dense. He's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
he's
don't want
40
him
years
like
old. He's got
posting
that
up
old
on the
man
high
strength.
post.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, if we want to move on to the other series from the other LA team, the LA Clippers, I know Corey has got a lot of thoughts about this Clippers Denver series. What a great first two games, wire to wire finishes. These teams are playing their asses off.
Yeah, and then it's on NBA TV tomorrow. I don't get that.
Oh, is it
Hey,
really?
trash. We need
Damn, you gotta flex
Yeah.
that. Who we?
we
It
we
can't
we,
be.
we got to try to get that bump. They tripping. Y'all, I'm starting to think whoever comes out of this series, I'm sorry that OKC and LA is winning the chip. I think this series, unless they just beat each other to a pulp, and there's nothing left. This series is incredible. We said it was going 7 last week before it started. It's got every makings of this. There was a lot of sarcasm in Ben's introduction. He doesn't think Kawhi can last in his resurgence. But
I mean,
just
well,
like every Kawhi resurgence, you better not count him out until he got to be counted out, man.
yeah, I mean, he could make it through this round, but the next round he'll get hurt. But he looks fantastic. He looks great. He shot
15 and 19.
15 of 19 is psycho shit. Like that is crazy. And
Like it was watching the highlights, it looked like he was programmed to be out there that day.
Bro.
they're
Dude was
all just like midi, like dribble pull-ups, like.
big. Hey, and Kawhi, Kawhi really is always been a mid-range assassin, but it was just like I said to y'all in the group chat, I had fell asleep during the game. I woke up, it was 5:43 left on the clock, and that's when the cyborg just started going to work, Lucas. I'm talking about he walking anybody to the spot. They sending the double. He's shooting right over. He
He's shooting
blowing
right
up
over
plays
it.
on defense. I said, all right, all right. Yeah, this guy's hard to deal with. This is a 2 times finals MVP, no matter what. If we banking on he getting injured, cool. But as long as he's healthy, I don't know, man. I don't know. Joker going home in the first round, bro.
He's going to be such a weird player, like looking back on Kawhi Leonard's career. Because, like, anytime you watch him and he's playing, it's just like, it reminds me of how Michael Jordan is described, but just his whole career as a whole, it just like doesn't fit
Yeah.
into how good he
Yeah.
is, you know?
He's going to be a little bit of a myth that,
Yeah.
I think the next generation's probably going to forget and we're going to have to remind.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know, you know how them 80 niggas talk about Bernard King and shit?
Right.
That's how we gonna be
Yeah.
talking about Kawhi. Like, you don't even know about Bernard.
Well, if that's what happens, then I'm not going to believe him because like,
Like, all right, man. Bernard King was what?
yeah,
Not, but then when you go look it up, like Bernard King was the truth,
He
bro.
yeah.
dropping the boys off in the
Bernard King is
I got so much faith in this team right here. I mean, Joker is obviously still the best player in the world. So I mean, if he pulls this thing out, they got the home court. Oh well, no,
I lost home court at this point.
okay.
It started in Denver.
Man, I know Harden has another game in him, and the way Kawhi is playing. I mean, Zubac. I mean, this is the coming out party, I think, to the casuals for the Zubac train right here. Zubac playing amazing. All you need is one streaky Norm Powell game, and I mean, they on to the second round playing OKC, Ben's beloved OKC. And see, this is where Ben is getting tripped up at now. He don't want to see healthy Kawhi go in there and walk them young boys down. It
You're
would break his
still
little tap
on.
room heart if Kawhi walked into OKC game. Hey, that game wasn't gonna be a motherfucker because you know Kawhi gonna bust their ass.
Exactly.
You know he gonna bust their ass.
Who do you think OKC matches up better against? Clips or Nuggets?
Better, probably the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, the Clippers if Kawhi getting hurt.
Yeah. If I'm
Yeah.
the Thunder, I probably want the Nuggets, I think.
Yeah.
I do think it's Denver. I mean, man, they finna send OKC finna pull them old Shaq rules. They finna have that Jalen Williams out there getting 6 fouls. Hey, just go out there real quick. Hey, beat
Some guy,
that nigga ass.
some veteran that no one even remembers is still in the league that's on the back of Oklahoma City's bench is going to average 6 minutes and 5 fouls a game in that series.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, we got the fucking Thunder Grizzlies game on TNT tonight and TNT tomorrow, and not the Nuggets.
Nobody. Last year we didn't even talk Thunder Pelicans. I think we could leave Thunder Grizzlies in that round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally nothing
more
to say
about them.
You.
Thunder cakewalking. They're gonna be fresh for who? Because these two teams, LA and Denver are gonna beat the shit out of each other
Yeah.
for 6 or 7
Oh yeah,
games. That's what's happening, and I think that's the scary thing about the Kawhi thing. And again, the Russell Westbrook gift and the curse being the gift and the
Yeah, I
curse
was
of Westbrook, baby.
the I've absolutely loved Russell Westbrook in this series. He's been such an entertaining like part. He feels like he's
big
like
game plan.
a good we're watching like a good movie and there's like a really like there's like a miscast. You're like, what is he doing in this movie? But it's
Yeah, yeah,
work.
yeah. He trying to steal every scene. You like, hey
Yeah.
man, that was not on the page. This nigga off
He's just
script
doing
like a
his own
bitch.
thing. It's like
Was there ever a more predictably poor aging candidate than Russell Westbrook in the sense that, like, even when he was the most athletic person I'd ever seen in my life, he would attempt to do things that I was like, that's not your game, man. Like, you shouldn't be shooting those off the 8 pull-up threes a game. Like, not now that he's old, like, he still thinks he's the man.
and he will never stop. The amount of layups this dude goes up and misses, like he just tries to jump right through people. And I just have seen it enough to where like I know he's gonna do it and I know he's gonna miss it. So
Yeah,
why does he still continue to do it?
because he
It's
Russell
it's
Westbrook.
delusion. It's delusion that he thinks, oh, I've missed the past 10 of these exact same type of layups. Let me try this again.
Not to get all philosophical on us, boys, but that's why we're all so blessed to be entertainers, where it's like, Father Time, we can stave him off 40 years. You know what I mean? Poor
Yeah,
Russell Westbrook, he had 15 years of being Russell Westbrook, and now he's just chasing that ghost, you know?
hey,
It's still working for him,
that's
kind
the
of, you
thing.
know. He's
He
playing
still might,
playoff minutes.
and he still might get a triple double at any point. Like
Yeah.
some
At
It,
nights
any point.
look like MVP Westbrook again. He's had a couple nights like that.
Yeah.
it's more of a I'm not playing Michael Porter Jr. than I want to play Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Michael Porter
And
Jr.
Michael Porter was fine in game two, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
15 and 15.
Yeah, he did kind of like cough up a really big rebound. But other than that, you know, he played a lot harder than he did game one.
I know this is like old news at this point, but I saw like this headline the other day that was like Mike Malone was not pleased when he got fired. And it's like, no kidding, Mike Malone. You thought he was gonna go quiet into that sweet night? Like that had to be like a 1950s ad executive like destroying the office drunk on his way out.
Yeah, I I just think Michael Porter Jr. is just not going to make that next. Like I think
Yeah.
he's as good as he's going to be.
Like
And
Serge Ibaka.
damn, the surge stray. God damn.
I
But
mean,
no,
Serge
dude,
Ibaka is better than Michael Porter Jr.
I
He's
would
been
have
a
to
more
say.
impactful. He was a more
no,
impactful player than Michael Porter.
yeah, but that's why they passed on Harden back in the day was because they were like this, like they basically thought Serge Ibaka was going to become like a Kevin Garnett, like like a stud power forward, like an Amari Stoudemire light or something, and he just never, he kind of plateaued earlier than people expected.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Serge did
Who
great
we
things for the
feeling?
Chicago.
I mean, I'm still like it seems like we're mostly feeling the Clippers, and I guess they might be the better team, but you
I think the
know,
Clippers are a better team.
okay.
They're just more deep.
I mean,
It's one of those things though where it's like the longer the series goes out on, you're running out of time for Kawhi to get hurt before the series over. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, it is definitely. Yeah, my feelings again if Kawhi's healthy. I mean, Jamal Murray's playing fine in this series, and I'm still just like, nah, man. Have you seen Kawhi? Yeah, I'm all the way Clippers. I'm all the way Clippers right
Okay.
Clippers go to OKC and Kawhi healthy. I don't know.
Scary hours.
Scary, bro.
I kind of
How
want to
many
see that more than Jokic do it for some reason.
Yeah. It'd probably be more fun.
I want to see how many fouls they call on Lou Dort covering James Harden in the playoffs.
Mm.
James Harden might be I don't know, man. Zubac better figure out that pick and roll with Ben Simmons or something. He Lou Dort on James Harden is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not saying OKC is just a sitting duck for whoever comes out of this
Oh,
first round. I'm just saying like they it's gonna be tougher than probably what people think.
Lucas, are you just here with us the first half?
No, I can keep going for a little while longer.
Okay. What series do we want to tackle next? What do we feel more passionate? We had Knicks Pistons, Bucks Pacers,
I
Cavs.
guess we can go a little Knicks business. I want to talk. Okay, I mean Golden State, Houston, but they're getting kind of
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Rockets
they're
better.
ran right now.
yeah, we're recording while the game is going on. Jimmy went out for a little bit. I don't know if he's back.
Oh shit.
I mean, that game one was just kind of one of those classic, like the Rockets needed to get their feet wet in the playoff situations, you know?
They're kids.
Yeah, I just think they got too much length, too much size, all that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah. And I see that Jonathan Kuminga is finally on the floor, and that's probably because Jimmy Butler has
Because
got hurt.
Jimmy is out. Yeah.
The Jonathan Kuminga benching has been bizarre to me because
Very bizarre.
they are just choosing to play players that are worse than him. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter like if he's listening or like fitting the system. This dude's better than three or four players that you're playing right now, and I think it's like insane that he's been benched like this.
He could be a
Now
20.
Jeff Teague and Gil's Arena been on this, man. They don't want that boy to get paid this summer.
Yeah.
They don't want that boy to get paid this summer. This is clear. Clear as
As he
day.
just
So
scored.
they can keep him or like out of spite.
I'm not sure what it is. Maybe they don't like all his last couple of years public. I should be playing more, but he should be.
He should. He's a 20 a game scorer if you give him the ball enough.
And he just brings like a different type of player that they don't have, especially like when Jimmy's off the floor. And he just had a nice open fast break finish. Yeah, I just can't believe
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I just saw that. I'm about to say, man, he has such this fucking Ron Artest build and such this athletic mode. Yeah, I would just like to see him let loose and see what he could do because it's just like he is kind of being handcuffed in Golden State.
It's he's one of the few players this year who like Evan Mobley really couldn't guard. Like he's big enough for Evan and he's just so much faster. Like this dude is like a good player.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one who was like pleasantly surprised by Sengun in game one? Like, I don't know if my expectations were low, but like, I just felt like a 90s center's performance in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I just loved watching him get to his spot and get his
He's
baskets.
good, man. He's good.
He really is kind of like a mini Jokic in a way.
Mhm.
Like I don't he looks slow. He's undersized, but he's not going to be a bit as big of a hole defensively as like you think he is.
Mhm. Offensively, reminds me of like peak out Jefferson a little bit.
Yeah.
Just he like lets go. He just like has those little like scoop shots that just go in every single time. You know?
Yeah.
Damn, Al Jefferson. He played for the Wolves for a little bit too, right?
Yeah, yeah. We
He's
got
in the
him.
KG trade.
He was the big centerpiece of the KG trade, and then
Oh,
left
he was
like
on that Celtics team right before. Wow.
drafted out of high school. Big Al was.
Yeah. Mississippi. Prentice, Mississippi.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
very country.
Yeah, he's averaging something like 40 and 18 coming out of high school.
Oh yeah, he was crazy. Like '05.
Also, while we're on this series, like, do you guys remember the first few years of the Warriors dynasty when Steph was kind of like didn't always show up in the playoffs? Because like some of those shots he was hitting in game one were just insane.
Yeah. No, he's yeah, and I know exactly what you mean. Like he's knocking down these shots now.
On some
They're
80.
Yeah.
just going in.
He was a guy who definitely got better in the playoffs as he got older. Like when he was kind of at his like during his MVP seasons, for instance, like I mean, you know, that's kind of why it wasn't like during some of those Cavs finals, like I don't know, he didn't dominate the way you expected, you know?
But I mean, that's why Iguodala won that one Finals MVP.
Yeah.
I think that's a good because he's definitely like there's definitely like a new level of just like composure with him and
And
how
that's my thing. Like, don't let Jimmy walk back out after halftime because I think that's just all I saw in game one. Like you said, the young guys are trying to get their feet wet, but it just looked like Jimmy, Draymond, and Steph just knowing, hey, we've been here before. This is how you win playoff games. Tonight they just look like a couple some old niggas right now.
Low
That
key.
was that was my biggest takeaway from game one was like, oh, okay, Steph and Jimmy clearly the two best players on the series. Like
Yeah.
that should be what wins this series. But if Jimmy's out, who knows? He
Mhm.
looked like he like landed on like his tailbone or something. I don't know. It didn't look that serious.
Damn, they already took Kaminga back out.
All right. Fucking Knicks Pistons. Oof.
We
Yikes.
get the time.
Is this more does this say more about the Pistons or more about the Knicks?
I think more about the Pistons, honestly. I like
Yeah,
I don't, I know now it's the playoffs, so like it's not all that much of a news story, but like who on earth expected the Pistons to be this good this year? And like I mean, I don't know. Like they're a tough team. I know there's a lot of jokes. I don't. I forget what they're saying about them. Like comparing them to the bad boy Pistons or kind of these like older, kind of tougher teams. But like they have a brand of basketball and they stick to it. And they have a very
Mhm.
talented basketball player in Cade Cunningham, who like, he's not taking you to the finals now or anything, but like he's
good.
showing up. You
Yeah,
know.
still in a game in the Garden without Jaden Ivey. That was impressive.
No, that was a really good win by the Pistons. I did not
And,
expect them to do that at all.
and he showed his ass, showed his motherfucking ass in game two. Nice response from game one. And just talk about some of this what this Pistons team has kind of built. Picking up a guy like Schroeder at the deadline, dropping 20 off the bench, dropping the game sealing three in the fourth. It's like shit. Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway was supposed to be all a great space, and here we are, game two in the Garden, and we counting on Dennis Schroeder. Shout out to Jalen Duren. I mean, Jalen Duren's had an up and down season for me this year. I feel like they went with beef stew at times this year, and I mean, in that game too, he was just all over the place. He did some things I ain't see Jared Allen do to Mitchell Robinson being here.
Yeah, because Jared Allen needs to get his ass in the weight room. I haven't seen that dude put on any muscle in 4 years. And this is a game where Malik Beasley 1 for 8 from three. Tim Hardaway 0 for 6. They didn't even
The
Right.
shoot
shooters
well,
wasn't even there.
and they
They kept
won.
him in the game the first time.
Yeah, I think the Knicks just tried to turn it on a little too late in game two. And that's what they did in game one, actually. In that fourth quarter, they just turned it up. It's like, hey, JB said, yo, I'm going to get these fouls. I don't give a fuck if it's a playoff. I'm getting to my spots. We doing it up. It just didn't have that same effect in game two. Like I said, K looked amazing. He didn't give a fuck if it was Mikhail or OG in front of him. He was cooking whoever. I mean, I was impressed. I still don't know. I still just think this Knicks team is better. I do think Detroit's going to get another one at home and push this to six. But I think ultimately what we saw from Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter is what we just going to see, man. He going to cook, man. And again, playoffs or not, like what when Prime Harden was getting 11, 13 fouls a game, he still was getting 8 in the playoffs. Same thing with JB and SGA, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking too about JB is not Jalen Brunson, JB Bickerstaff.
Ah,
I just I think like his coaching style I think fits this team so well and like they respond to his coaching tactics more and,
Hmm.
than the Cavs did last year.
so you saying the Cavs didn't like a real nigga?
Yeah.
Cause all I'm hearing is JD a real nigga. He ready to go out there throw hands with the boys.
Oh,
Hey, Asar went out there and just got 6 fouls for my nigga. Jalen Brunson out there shooting 9 for 22 and shit. My nigga Asar just go out there like, you know what? I'll beat this nigga ass whole game.
mhm. No, they said it during the game. They said Coach Biggerstaff, he a dog, and it's hard for a coach to be a dog. So I'm just kind of
Tough,
like,
tough,
I
tough.
don't
I
like
don't know,
I
man.
get what you guys are saying and I kind of agree with it. Like it just it
his
the
coaching style works better for a younger team.
Yeah, I
that
think
is
he has an
true. And
extra.
also just like a just like a word. Like I don't, not a more like maybe a more like self-confident team or like just like confident even off the court of like I'm the shit, no one's gonna talk to me like that. Because Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, they never struck me as the type of players who would respond to a coach like just constantly, just like just yelling and like uh just wanting to bring out like that badassery in like a player like
So you telling me if Spider hit the ground, he might have hurt his ankle, and the training staff tried to come out there, and Kenny Atkinson said, "Don't go out there, get up." You telling me Spider wouldn't respond? Hey, also Jason Tatum didn't play in game 2, y'all. I think that should be pointed out. And I don't think you saying he wouldn't respond well to that.
I would say that that's a little over the top with Joe Mazzulla. He's kind of he's definitely like he's on the internet, I think, and he's like the internet thinks I'm kind of a psycho, so I'm gonna
Oh,
play
do
him.
you think he's? Oh, you think he's believing his own hype? You think Joe?
Yeah,
We need Christian. You think Joe is starting to just believe his own hype? Okay.
I would.
because that was crazy. Like get up, get up. He's hurt. That's your best player.
The Celtics are amazing, and I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like this Pistons team. I do. I would love to see this go 6 games. I don't think it's gonna go 7, but I'd love to see this go 6 games. Just again, we all wanted to see Cade in the playoffs. What a performance in the Garden! Again, I'm just liking these guys. If we're gonna get 20-point games from Dennis Schroeder, I mean Hardaway and Beasley are gonna shoot well. You know what I mean in Detroit. So I just like it. I like them being feisty, but I do think the Knicks move on and they
Yeah.
go meet their maker in
Yeah.
Boston.
I'm hoping Detroit can get one at home. That would be really cool for their fans.
Yeah, yeah. Get you
Yeah.
one at home. Y'all got your first win since '08. Get you a
Yeah,
home.
I didn't know it was that long, 2008. I know they missed the playoffs for a long time. I did not know that
I saw a tweet that said
still didn't win.
I saw a tweet that said we weren't alive the last time the Pistons won a playoff game. I was like, nigga, we
Yeah, I saw that
Yeah,
too.
I'm
I was
I'm
like,
about to
that
block you.
right. Or end up like Shannon Sharp. Anyway, that was wrong. That was wrong. My bad. It was there. I had to do it. I'm sorry. Move
Ooh,
on.
ooh. All right, no.
welcome back, Lucas. We were dissecting and unpacking the Shannon Sharp scandal.
No, we were not. We were
No, we
wrapping
weren't.
up our
We were,
Pistons
we were.
and Knicks. Die. What? Nigga, you got me fucked up.
Any thoughts on the Knicks Pistons before we move on? I said,
I gave mine earlier. No, I think it's a good series. Who do you guys have? Do you guys still have the next winning?
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely got
but
the
like,
Knicks in the six.
yeah, they haven't made me more confident that they're gonna win, but I'm still gonna
Hmm.
pick them.
Yeah. They should be able to take one in Detroit. I mean, I just feel like they've got too much firepower on offense for the Pistons personally, but the Pistons seem like the kind of team that's exposing some of their weaknesses.
Yeah, don't let Tibbs run one of them 5 guys into the ground. It's gonna be now we talking about oh shit, Cade like Jaden Daniels all of a sudden.
Okay, let's go Bucks Pacers.
Giannis requested. Hey Giannis, just tell Thanasis, go on the what's it called? The Thanalysis? Go on the Thanalysis and request that trade.
Yeah, get the fuck
Wrap
out.
it up, buddy. Wrap it fucking up. Kyle Kuzma I'm sorry I ever came on this podcast and even tried to remotely make that trade make sense.
I remember when you did that.
No, I don't remember anything, nigga. I'm like Men in Black. I'm about to flash niggas. All right, so Ben, I think that you were right. I was wrong. The Pacers are just a better team. The Bucks are counting on Bobby Portis to have big games to stay in these games. This is bad, y'all. This is very bad, and I'm really mad that it's the Pacers because the Pacers are just like Memphis East to me. This is like the Eastern Conference Memphis Grizzlies from 2 years ago. I don't think much of them, but I do think They just like whooping on the Bucks, and they caught the Bucks at the right time. I'm so sad for Giannis. That's my take. Giannis, please request a trade.
I know injuries to Giannis were obviously a big part of it, but have we ever seen like a team that legitimately climbed the ladder to a title just kind of fall off? That wasn't like that old of a team. Like Drew Holiday's obviously gone. I mean, Middleton isn't really him anymore. He's gone. And then Giannis, he's had injuries and things like that. But you get what I'm saying? I feel like they just kind of went and we're done.
I mean, they
Yeah,
were older than we think. I mean, Drew is class of '09. Brooke
Hmm.
Lopez, like we still, I think this whole cast knows Brooklyn post game Brooklyn, Brooke Lopez. So yeah, I do think it was a little old, and I just think they mismanaged those assets to try to work around those ages. Like we're back here with Dame Lillard, who
Hmm.
can't stay healthy anymore, who might be on the other side of his career, and Kyle Kuzma, and we counting on Bobby Portis and Kevin Porter Jr. to win us playoff games. I think when a guy has averaged 30, 12, and 6 on 60% shooting the last 3 years, finishing top three MVP, I just think as an organization, you got to take better care of that shit. I don't even want to compare it to my team. I don't even like, I'm not there yet to make those jokes. But yeah, it's over. I think they've maxed this team. What are you getting back in the summer for any of these other assets? A Dame Lillard, a Brook, like it's over. It's over.
yeah. I think yeah, they're older than we remember them being for a team that would win their first championship. They were an older team. And that year they did give up three first round picks for Drew Holiday. So they did that
Hmm.
well. Uh,
Hmm.
and then yeah, they had a chance to repeat the following year, but Chris Middleton was hurt, and Giannis single-handedly almost beat that Celtics team that went to the
Yes, he
final
did.
against the Warriors. He
Crazy.
lost in seven, and with Chris Middleton, they probably take that. So they had that year, and then I'm blanking on like
They beat
oh,
KD in the Nets that year, didn't
20,
they?
yeah, but that was 21. But 23 and 24,
oh 23 was when they had
Giannis was just hurt both years. Giannis hurt his back in that Miami series.
yeah
Jimmy turned into Michael Jordan. And then last year, the Pacers just had their number. I mean, they got some great Dame and Chris Middleton performances in that series, but I don't think the Bucks wanted to chance Giannis being back because they wanted to be ready for these playoffs, which they weren't ready for again.
yeah, and then they tried to kind of open that window back with the Dame trade, and it just didn't pan out the way they thought it was. Goes to trading for like a smaller guard and is like lower 30s. Um, might not be the best bet, especially when he's getting paid plus
Yeah,
50.
should have just let his ass go to Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, forgot about that.
But yeah, the Pacers are just, I mean, if you just watch the game, you're just like, all right, Giannis is the best player, and the Pacers have like the next like six
The
best
next best,
players.
yeah. Fucking Obi Toppin jumping off the screen when he's on the court. I'm like, man,
Pacers
this
are
is
good. They're
a,
really deep. They do a lot of things well. I Andrew Nebhard sometimes looks like the best player on the Pacers.
Yeah.
you see, I had all that faith in Canada. I almost hit y'all in the group chat about that. Like, look at Neymar.
I was
Look
like,
at Neymar.
what? He kind of looks like the best player sometimes.
And
Tyrese
the, and the, and
Halliburton is now
and
the
that Neesmith Mathurin combination sometimes just athletically is spooky. Again, it's like great value Houston. You know what I mean? Like they're not the Terror Twins, but you like, damn, they got two great athletes out there at the same time, damn near at all times. But yeah, yeah, I'm excited just to see this Pacers team get through and being please smack these niggas. Like I want to see Ty Jerome go for 30 on Tyrese Halliburton. Like I
it's
want I
they're
want to
they've
see
been a tough matchup for us. I think it'll be like a six, maybe 7 game series, to be honest. I hope not, but they're a big physical team, and those are the teams we struggle with. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Giannis for sure out, out of the Buck. The Bucks should trade him. Giannis should want out, and that's just like, well, 29 teams should call the Bucks. Even the team who wins the championship this
uh,
season should also call
well,
the
how
Bucks.
much y'all want? Right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have a spot. I don't have a spot. Miami and Dallas, it feel like we both out. Those were the rumored spots in the past, but I feel like we both out of contention.
my spot was the Spurs,
Oh,
and it's just Fox, Giannis, and Wemby, and they trade everything and all their picks. It's Castle, Vassell, and all their picks.
I
Yeah,
know
because
they're like,
I keep seeing OKC and San Antonio name in the KD stuff, and it's like, nah, you don't use those assets for fucking aging Kevin Durant. You use those assets for a guy that's right now. Yeah, if you get him, we might be going to the chip next year.
have you seen those reports too that are like the Suns are expecting a high value draft pick and a young superstar for Kevin Durant? And it's like, I'm sure you are. You're not getting
They
that, but
must
that's
be including
fine.
Devin Booker in the deal.
Yeah, yeah. Like I agree though. I was about to say that and like I know they're kind of like the hot team for trades because they're so well set up, but like if you're OKC, like you could offer so much for Giannis. And I'm not saying you'd have to literally trade everything but them, but you keep Chet, Giannis, and SGA, that team's winning the title next year.
Yeah, I had that exact same thought as well. I was like, even if I'm OKC and I win the title, I think I might just go get Giannis anyways.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that J Dub, hey J Dub, it was nice. Your ass out of here. All
Hmm.
right, get the fuck on. Bye.
Because I mean, we're gonna hit a situation very soon, like literally this offseason, where like they kind of have to trade Giannis, and then it's just a matter of like, well, if you're OKC at a certain level, it's like, why negotiate against yourself? You know what I mean? Wait for somebody like a San Antonio to put up their best offer and then just put up whatever trumps that. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
I'm not saying they can steal Giannis, but at the end of the day, again, like it's going to become a scenario of like, well, who else are they negotiating against if Giannis says like, I want to leave, this sucks, I'm done.
Utah. Utah.
He's not going to Utah.
Yeah.
It ain't about where he want to go, man.
I mean, in a vacuum, sure, but like, come on, we live in a reality. Like that man's not going. I mean, the
Oh,
first thing
y'all
he
think
did
the
in
league
America
just
was
want
get
to
that
see
I
him
that
think I don't know
with
if
a
the
first
Bucks do
Canadian
him
or a
like that.
Frenchman?
First thing he did when he became Americanized was get a red button that when he presses it, it makes a noise and his girlfriend has to come and suck his dick. He made that like that was an Instagram. Anybody remember that controversy?
Yeah, I remember that.
Thank
Oh,
you.
oh,
Sorry,
that
Ben.
didn't
I don't
go
know
to
if that's
Miami.
I don't know if that's appropriate for the show or not. If it isn't, cut it. But I'm just saying that man's not going to Utah.
That means, oh, well, that might work in Utah. They got, never mind.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I hate
I
to
think the
bar.
Bucks probably are pretty considerate about where they trade Giannis. They probably wouldn't send him somewhere he doesn't want to go or trap him in Salt Lake City. And another point, like with the Thunder, is like, if they have the power to make if if they have the power to get Giannis, like why would they let anyone else get him? Like why would they let?
There's no Houston in this, right? No Houston in this.
I mean, it could they got
I got some
a
stuff.
shot to get him too. It'd be
Dylan
a little
Brooks.
weird for sure with Şengün and Thompson and Giannis. That's definitely like a weird pairing, but I like a Şengün.
Nobody out there could shoot. They just,
Nobody
and
can shoot,
them three niggas just out there.
but defensively it'd be crazy. If one of them can develop somewhat of a jumper, it'd
But
be
I'm in the one gonna be in the meeting talking about it's me. You know what I mean? They comparing me to all types of niggas right now.
How hard do you think Denver's going to try to sell Milwaukee on like Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray? Like you guys are going to be contending still. Wow.
yeah. I mean, I guess I'd try it out for sure, but
Yeah, you at least
I don't know,
try.
man. They took back Kyle Kuzma for Middleton. They might do anything.
yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Do we think Dame is stuck in Milwaukee? Because I'm like, I don't know if anyone's trading for that contract.
No.
No, I think it's just gonna be a low price. I do think he gets out of Milwaukee.
Okay.
What's that? Oh wait, this is the big $60 million deal that's kicking in, right?
Let me see his contract real fast.
Milwaukee doesn't strike me as the kind of team that would love eating money, giving up a deal of any kind, like kind of small market-ish in terms of their budgetary constrictions.
Yeah, he's 54 for next season, and then he's got a player option the following season for 58,
You think
which
he'll take that?
He picking that up. This is
He
like when they
dropped
thought
age
Westbrook wouldn't pick up
36,
that last year to be a free
probably.
agent.
But you've seen a lot of these like older players opt for the 2 year extension off of
Yeah,
that. And
if you can get it, it's like Kyrie. Like Kyrie, just come back, bro. You ain't
yeah,
gotta
I
go
mean
out there and look for your
this is
money.
why Jimmy Butler's not on the Heat anymore because the Heat wouldn't do this. So,
Mhm.
and are you going to do it with Dame, who's been out of the playoffs the past or been hurt for the past 2 years? The
Like a
Dame
couple
thing, it
years ago.
always scared me. It always scared me that he had the best season of his career the year that Milwaukee traded for him. I was like, ooh, that kind of seemed like his peak. Like I don't think he like had his best shooting career of the last year in Portland, and it kind of just scared me. And I was like, I don't know if he's gonna do that again.
Yeah,
So
70 pieces and shit. Yeah, it's sad. I think a lot of us expected a lot more from that Dame Giannis thing, but I think this is just kind of it. I mean, I think that supporting cast was old, and I think Giannis is just at a point right now where it is do or die. I don't know if he's a guy that has
okay,
his future in his hands.
what if I'm the Bucks and I call up Ishbia and I'm like Dame for KD straight up?
I was thinking more like a Garland trade, and then you get a superstar backcourt of Donovan Mitchell and Damian Lillard.
Yeah, yeah. That wouldn't Kobe wouldn't fall for that. Kobe Altman would not fall for that.
I mean, if I was
I mean,
Phoenix, if I'm Phoenix, I'd take that shit.
yeah, Damian for KDY.
No, you going to get that Jabari Smith package in Houston.
Really?
I don't know what they're gonna get for KD, man.
I could see
KD,
Ishbia doing it. Like,
dude,
Jabari
KD is
Smith
old.
Jr. is what does it for you?
I mean, I wouldn't do it, but Ishbia's
I'd
like,
rather
I
Dame.
think Houston got so many assets. You could put Jabari in there. Jabari is not a part of these plans anymore. He might work well somewhere else. You put Jabari in there. You put the Van Fleet contract in there, and you go get KD. I think
And
that's
that's better than Dame? Come on, bro.
I think so. I'd rather take the Houston package. What are you doing with
Jabari Smith Jr. and
Van
Fred
Fleet is gonna play games.
is
what are
Jabari
better.
you
is
gonna
still a
do with
prospect.
Damian Lillard and Devin Booker as your backcourt?
That's way better than your Fred Van Vliet and Devin Booker.
No, no, no. And then Jabari Smith, you sell your fans like we turn KD into the future. See, Niles, you don't understand how GM's bullshit works. Like that's what you gotta
That's
try to
a
spin the
terrible trade.
fans.
I
You
could
gotta
see
be
the Suns
Hey,
doing it.
Ben. I feel like Stephon Castle's off the table, but would you trade Devin Vassell for KD right now?
Mm.
Wow. This is where we are with KD right now. He's not worth Devin Vassell. I took Stephon Castle off the. I said, nah, you can't trade Castle for KD. You got Castle got to stay.
Yeah,
I
no.
think that's good because we traded for De'Aaron Fox, so we want to win now. If we this would be another win now move, that would probably put us in the title contention for next year, but maybe only the next 2 years. So maybe you can guarantee that, and it doesn't
But
really.
you keep Castle, you keep Wimby, obviously, and you got Shohan still.
Yeah, I think you would have to talk that through for a couple
Just
days.
I love KD, so I say this with like no hate in my heart, but like he's an old guy, man. Like it's one of those things. Like you look at his injury history too. Like I'm just scared about giving up assets and then just
I'm
3 into the season he goes down.
All right, this is an easy one. It ain't that many assets. Yeah, it's OKC's treasure chest. You just give up the Hartenstein contract to first. Get out of there.
No, yeah, definitely. You got to
I
do
would
that.
love it for the narrative to bring Kevin Durant back to
That
OKC.
would
It
be
would
fun.
also be funny if they win the title and like he's hopping on another bandwagon like he did Golden State.
That
So
would be
that'd be
fun.
And he
funny.
wouldn't give a fuck though.
I mean, we said Kawhi Leonard earlier. Kevin Durant is a man. I know he's not in the playoffs, but he's a man with a very complicated legacy.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why we're sitting here trading him after a Giannis topic.
Yeah.
Honest,
That's
I
why we're
think that Kevin Durant next to Wemby would be a perfect way to end Kevin Durant's career because he wouldn't
Yeah.
have to do any defensive work the
Putting
way
Wimby next to
he
either
asked
one of
for it.
them 7 foot freaks is nasty to me.
Yes.
KD scoring, Giannis two-way play. Wimby and Giannis defensively would just be hell, so I just don't want to see that at all.
Yes. I just
That
want
would
to see
be
it
a
as a
nightmare.
basketball fan. Yeah. But hey,
Uh,
if Giannis is available, if I'm the Cavs, I'm like, Evan Mobley, do we do it? Do we go Donovan and
ah,
Giannis and try to
throwing
win it
Mobley
all?
right out
I
there.
don't know. You just have to think about it if he's actually available.
I mean, Milwaukee and Cleveland seem pretty similar in terms of cities in my mind, as someone who's been to neither.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only difference is that Milwaukee is on Lake Michigan, and that is a much nicer lake than Lake Erie.
Okay, there you go. See, they both have Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Lake Erie is def the worst of the Great Lakes, though, the dirtiest.
A lot of mules.
You're right. You're right. Because
Like the truck.
How
you're
do
right.
we get on to the Great Lake? What series do we have left?
The Boston Magic
Trash
in the
ones.
1-8 series.
Okay, can I just say that like Paolo Banchero, who I'm a huge fan of, proud Italian American, he's just like like picture perfect, like incredibly talented man on like a seventh seed team.
Yeah,
Like wake me up when he leaves my like Orlando and he's a Laker or a Celtic or a Sixer or
he's
something.
he's great. I mean, I just saw his numbers from the first two games. Let me look it up. He he has he has 68 points and he's shooting 50% from the field.
Jesus.
But two games.
Yeah, and he got a little help from Franz tonight, but yeah, you just keep watching and you're like, damn, Palo out there by himself because they were competitive this game. There was no
Mhm.
Jason Tatum, but I think shout out to Jalen Brown. That nigga really do turn into Superman when Tatum not out there. Like fuck all that,
Dude,
it's my
he
time.
looked like a whole different player.
Every time, every time. But yeah, the Palo thing is just very true. I mean, Palo Ben knows very well about Palo in the playoffs. He showed his ass in that Cleveland series last year.
Mhm.
And I think he's another guy like how we see in K right now, who's just making his mark on, man, either put the team around him or please go let us see him somewhere else. We could see him be competitive for about 2, 3 rounds in a championship.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
I think Palo actually ran into the problem, and obviously it's not his fault. And like that's what I want to avoid is any of those narratives of like, well, does he win enough? It's like he was almost too good too fast in a bad Eastern Conference where like he took them right out of contention for these high draft picks to give him running mates. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is for sure the off season that the Magic have to say we have to stop being so bad on offense. Like this, we're going into Paolo's fourth year, um, and we got to start taking this shit a little more seriously.
Yeah,
We,
KCP wasn't the answer. He
no,
hasn't been Denver KCP at all. Like I get bringing in more shooting, and I understand his versatility as a 3 and D guy. But we all kept saying, man, they need an elite guard. They need an elite guard that can score and keep with Paolo and Franz. Like defensively, we know about the length. We know you guys are going to be very nice defensively. But yeah, we need buckets, nigga. Y'all, if Zach LaVine didn't call shit, all right, I won't get there, but yeah, we need, they need buckets this offseason.
yeah, not a really interesting series since Boston's clearly better and they're gonna win. Would have loved to see Jalen Suggs healthy to see if maybe they would make it a little more.
It wouldn't have.
No, they would have lost, but I do love me some Jalen Suggs. All right. Grizzlies Thunder.
Next, um, you can't do that.
I really do think like for the sake of everyone, like series like this like should be able to be forfeited and like they can like apply for like tax credits for the revenue loss of the home games for the Grizzlies because if I'm the Grizzlies, how do I play this? You're not stepping on the floor thinking you're gonna win this series. Like,
Yeah,
there's no
that
way
game
anyone
was
in
so
that
bad.
locker room believes that they're going to win.
uh, hey, look, that game one was so bad, and I saw Draymond's little speech about how tired they were. That game one was so bad they did play Friday. I had to come right back Sunday and got. I thought they was about to get beat by 100. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I was like, man, if they get beat by 100, I get it. I see how it's going for them today. Uh, I guess they were better in game two. This is a sweep. This is a sweep. Bring the brooms out. They had SGA, Chet, J Dub, and Lou Dort in the game up 17-18 at the end of game two. I said, oh, these niggas trying to make statements out here. That's how this is a sweep. This is a
They were
sweep.
doing that for their like Legion Hoops NBA Twitter graphics to be like, Shea has averaged this much through the
Yeah.
playoff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that bad. They think they're going far.
If Denver and Memphis both lose in the first round, are we gonna like officially call it quits on this fire your coach when you're in the playoffs right before the playoffs experiment that we all thought was so rich and rewarding?
No, no.
I
These
think it's
guys
probably
get gas.
inconsequential. I mean, uh, the Grizzlies probably getting their asses blown out no matter what, and the Nuggets are like still playing pretty competitively.
Yeah.
I wonder
I
how
just
Taylor Jenkins feels. Like he just probably like be at home, like, see, I
No,
told you.
Jenkins is so happy that he's just getting paid to be on the couch right now.
This is really like I know I mentioned earlier somebody having a kind of a short peak it was that whole Milwaukee team, but like do you guys remember the hype during that Grizzlies second seed team? Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they really seemed like here comes something Bane and Jaren Jackson and Ja and Dylan Brooks, and then it's just been one like misstep almost supernaturally, like outside of
The
just
Lakers broke him.
yeah.
Yeah. Ja was very marketable.
Mhm.
They were building some type of fake rivalry with the Warriors. But that's exactly why I call it the Pacers Grizzlies East. They don't have the Ja marketability, but they got the young team. We're all right. You know what I mean? We can win around. They got that. Like there's nice pieces around. Like they were making do with shit. He was like, who the fuck is Santi Aldama? Dylan Brooks was pissing people off. He was highly marketable. It was just a great combustion of shit. And now we're sitting here like, man, Zach Edey's playing too much. Damn, Brandon Clark's hurt again. Damn, did they ever get more shooting? Is it we just and sometimes this isn't even. I've always traded Desmond Bain in these things. 8 times out of 10 in these series, Desmond Bain is showing up.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not the
yeah,
guy in the backcourt who's
yeah.
having the wishy-washy games.
He's doing his thing usually. He's playing hard. Yeah, it's weird. Like, the West got a lot better than them really fast.
Well, that also kind of shows how much harder it is just being in the West than the East. Because, like, if they were in the East, after that year, they'd be like a top three seed every year and maybe get bounced in like the Eastern Conference Finals every time and still have the
Yeah,
confidence.
they'd have their Philly run, that little Philly run, whatever that
Yep.
was.
Instead, they went from the top of the mountain to go. I mean, who knows what happens if Ja doesn't have like the suspension and then the injury, but like, we're heading towards an off season where it's basically guaranteed that some sort of large shakeup is going to happen.
All
Yeah,
right.
and
Finished.
I don't even got too many fake job trades. I don't even know how that's gonna end. I would want to see how the Trey Young market looks
What?
before the job market.
Are you taking Trey Young over Ja? Let's throw it out there.
Yes.
Yes,
Right now, yeah.
yeah.
But why
I,
can't
I-
Jaren Jackson rebound?
No,
The
it is.
reason
It
he
is.
can't stay out of foul trouble.
He big as fuck.
That is really. It is always really funny when like a big guy just doesn't rebound because it is like, well, why? Like
Rebounds a game and you're 6'10" is nuts.
Niles, how much more famous do you think you need to get for me to have a chance to like go up against a Jaren Jackson in a rebounding contest? It's like I'm willing to die on the court trying to outread. That's my number one skill is rebounding. My dream has always
That's
been to go
my
up against a Jaleel Okafor, like a Jaren Jackson, a large poor rebounder. I want to eat one of them up.
He's so sincere. I really believe him.
Yeah, like Corey's just shooting threes, and it's just me and Jaren Jackson in the lane wrestling for rebounds for 100 shots. Whoever gets the most wins. That is a dream of mine.
Yeah. Because remember the FIBA World Cup like a couple years ago, like he was like one of their only big guys and he turned out to be unplayable because he just was getting bodied by the other big guys. The
You
Eastern
can get a
European.
bucket, but god damn.
I think I don't want to sound too old. I think it might be like an AAU thing. I think it might have something to do with these bigs that like learn to shoot in space and dribble first. They just don't like have the nose for rebounding. Like they don't have the drive to box out and to get position.
I like these theories. These are good theories. All right, let's finish it off with the last series, my beloved Cavs against the Heat. Cavs just went up 2-0. They broke a record for most threes in a playoff quarter, 11 in the second quarter, a true Cavalanche we saw. The Heat did
Did
end
you
up
say a
coming.
Cavalanche?
Yeah, Cavalanche.
Man,
I was
son,
letting that go.
The Heat did, almost come back. They brought it back to two under like 4 minutes left in the fourth. But Donovan Mitchell ended up making some very clutch shots. I
He
still
started
feel good.
waking up. He was seeing that Tyler Hero performance on the other side.
Yeah, Tyler Hero playing very well today. I just think this is a testament to just the Heat and their culture. They're going to play well. They're going to be really prepared for playoff games. They're not going to go away easily. And I think I've been confident that, okay, the Heat have played two good games, and it still really hasn't been that close until like that short run in the fourth quarter when it became close. But, well,
Yeah,
I like it.
they just clearly don't have the firepower anymore, just to keep up. I mean, Tyler Hero is playing out of his. Obviously, it's not every game. He's like AD with that. He's every other game. But I mean, when he's on, you're like, oh shit, this team's amazing. But when you get nothing out of Bam, when you're counting on like Davion Mitchell to get buckets, you're like, oh shit. Well, this is it. I think Miami is praying that one of these guys we talk about getting traded put them on the list. Like Miami is always on everybody's list. Um, but yeah, you guys are amazing. Fucking Ty Jerome in game one. Fucking Ty Jerome. Uh,
I've told you, I've I've been singing his praises for the whole year. Ty
enough.
all
Jerome
right, all
is
right. No
a
more
good
white boy
basketball
praising.
player.
That
Man,
He's
Cavs
a good
big
basketball.
three was nice tonight, and I do think you guys win this in five. I think when they go back to Miami, they're gonna have that Miami juice. Spider gonna be feeling good. Coco gonna want to go out. I know how that goes. So yeah, y'all drop it.
I do think that this Cleveland team is like a team that I really appreciate in the sense that they were one of those like good regular season teams, but they actually feel like they have enough star power to contend. I don't know if they're better than Boston, but I do think Donovan Mitchell gives them like a late game score, kind of the guy, if you will, that like, gives this team a higher ceiling than like the Al Horford Hawks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If DG and Mobley can keep y'all in games in that series, I mean, when it comes down to the fourth, Spider loves showing out against JB and JT. He just do. He just do.
Yeah, he had like 8 straight clutch points tonight that won us the game. Um, the Dean Wade minutes, I'm harping on these. Kenny Atkinson has decided this is not Dean Wade's series for some reason. He played 6 minutes last game, 5 minutes this game. I don't understand it. I think he should just be in the rotation. But he's really loving Sam Merrill this series. I think this is just going to be like a playoff matchup dependent like thing. I think uh, like next series against the Pacers, we're going to see a lot more Dean Wade. So I'm not that concerned about that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta watch Pacers Cavs.
Ugh. Yeah, there's no such thing as heat culture. Cavs and four.
I'm
Heat
hoping
that's
Cavs in
never
four because the
existed.
Pacers might
Oh,
do it
we
again.
run a lot and we make niggas lose weight. Shut the fuck up. There's no such thing as heat culture. You brought Shaq in and won a championship, and you brought LeBron in and won two championships. Yeah, that's real franchise culture there.
They drafted Dwayne Wade in there as well. You can't forget that.
Yeah, but D Wade doesn't win a chip without Shaq or LeBron.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think that you know what though? Eric Spoelstra, I gotta give it up to him. When he was first hired, he seemed like one of those guys that was like just there to babysit a superstar mega team, because like no real coach wanted that
Oh,
job
he can
yet.
coach.
Yeah, he really developed into like he's one of the better coaches we've had in the NBA in a while.
Sure. All right. That's been the cap room, everyone. Week one, game one and twos of the rounds are done. We'll be back next week. Some of these series might be over. Half of these series might be over.
God,
But
oh my God.
Yeah.
we just gonna be talking Denver Clippers.
Yeah. All right. Peace out, guys.
So
Peace.
we'll
Stop the cap.